So let's look to see how we can search for our subsurface data. In this application, we're showing data in two different views. On the left, we see data posted in a map. In this case, we're using Esri's ArcGIS Online mapping services, and we're showing a background base map. This also could be coming from an internally served web map service. On the right, we're showing a tabular view of the data. In this case, we're looking at well data. We can look at any of the different data types that we have indexed or cataloged. In this case, it looks like I have indexed a variety of well data types and seismic. We also can do interpretation or other data types here. So we can go ahead and do a search based upon a number of different mechanisms. First thing to do is just a simple text search. And you see right now we're using the wildcard characters, so we're listing all the wells. Well, in fact, we limit the list in the table view and the map view to only 1,000 wells from each source. So it looks like we have 3,000 wells here out of 1,000,000. You can see that we're actually issuing our searches across these different catalogs. We have a catalog of our working projects, which in this case consists of OpenWorks and GeoFrame projects. We have a well master. In our case, it's a PPDM database. And we have a test catalog with 1,000,000 wells in it. Well, I can limit this list by typing in any sort of text fragment here. Let's say I want to find all those wells associated with BP. It goes ahead and comes back with a list of 1,800, or that first 1,000 of the 1,800 wells that in this case are operated by BP. And you see them posted on the map, and we can zoom into the area on the map where those wells are. You see these wells posted over here. We can click on the well on the map, and we see some details about the well. We also can do selections on the map, and we see the same data highlighted in the tabular view. So if I select wells here, the same wells are selected over my view over here, and I can limit my selection to just be those wells that are highlighted. Or I can show all the wells. I can do the same thing in reverse. I can say clear all my selected wells. I can select wells maybe based upon well or name. You want to select a series of wells here, and you see that the wells are highlighted over in the map view as well. So we can do our selection either the table view or in the map view. Well, let's do some more filtering on these wells. Let's say I want to find all the wells that are associated with Exxon. Well, instead of typing, I can also speak the word. So let's do that. Exxon. Now it's going to come back and show me all the wells associated with Exxon. Let's further limit this list by applying a filter based upon the depth of the well. So let's say we want to find all those wells that are deeper than, say, 18,000 feet operated by Exxon. Let's go ahead and apply that filter. And now it came back with all those wells that are operated by Exxon. They're greater than 19,000 feet. So it's a very simple way to find data. Let's see how else we can find data. Let's say that we know we have data in a particular project, so we want to limit our list to just that project. And let's go ahead and deselect all of our projects. We'll let just this one project, which is Teapot Dome. And we also want to clear our filter for Exxon, because I'm not sure who the operator is. Now it's showing me in the table view all the wells from this project. And let's zoom on our map view to that area of the world. Now we've looked like this is an area. We're seeing a surface expression of anticline. This is actually up in Wyoming in the United States. And here we're looking at a background topo map. We could use a different base map with a satellite imagery to show the well locations relative to any of our background imagery. I can also do a spatial subsetting. If I want to, I can say I want to draw an area of interest, and when I draw an area of interest, it will only show me the wells or other data types within that area. So it's applied a spatial filter. So I can combine my search based upon text, whatever specialized filters I might apply, and aerial filtering very simply. So this is a very easy way to find data. We also can find related data. Let's select a number of wells here, and let's say that I want to see what some of the related data might be to those wells. Let's click on this icon, and it says I can find well logs or well pics. Well, let's do that, and it's going to use the unique well identifier. We could configure it to use other matching criteria. Let's find all the well logs associated with that UWI. And it went off and it found all the well logs, but what's interesting is it found them across all the projects. It found it across different projects, across GeoFrame and other OpenWorks projects. So this allows you to find related data not just within the single project, but across projects. So that's a very powerful concept as well. Well, in addition to just finding the data and presenting it in this table view, and map view, you also might want to be able to go back to the original data source and pull out the actual data to visualize it. So let's do that. Let's bring up our HTML5 viewers. So I just brought up my subsurface data viewer. This is something we've done in partnership with INT, and it shows the wells I had selected, and it shows me all the tops and well logs associated with them. Let's add a log track here, and let's plot our gamma ray logs. So this is going back to the original data. This is going back, in this case, our data is sitting in an OpenWorks project, and went back and got the gamma ray log, or got the SP curve. So as we're dragging and dropping, it's making a call to the OpenSpirit web services to retrieve that data. And I can display my different formation tops in the same diagram. Let's scroll down to the bottom here, see where those formation tops are. There they are. And let's change our scale here, and we can scroll through this, and now we see our formations plotted on top of this plot here. We can also look at histogram. Let's select our SP curve, and let's ask for a histogram of the SP curve, and let's put that over here on the right. And again, this is pure web-based viewing. There's no need to have any other software on the desktop PC, just a web browser. If we select another curve here, we select that gamma ray curve, now we can do a cross plot. And again, let's position the cross plot over here. All these windows are linked, so as I move my cursor in the histogram window, you see all the samples that fall within that bin are highlighted both in my log curve track as well as my cross plot track. Similarly, if I move across my cross plot, you see all the data highlighted in the other two windows. So we have a live interaction between these windows. And we can be looking at data coming from any of our data stores. Any of the OpenSpirit connected data stores, we can be plotting the log curve data or the well markers. Well, let's look at some other data types. Let's say that we want to find out what seismic data might exist. And recall we have a spatial filter applied here, so it's going to only show me the seismic lines that are within this area. And let's sort by project here, and let's select a seismic line. In this case, it's a seismic 3D survey in the time domain, and let's say we want to plot that. Now that causes our viewer to, which is the background here, to go off and display a seismic plot. Let's put these plots to the side for the moment, and we're looking at our seismic data. This brought up the inline, middle inline from that cube, and we can scroll through here, retrieve different lines. We can change our zoom factor here to find our data there. There we go. I might have zoomed in a little bit too far. So we can scroll through the different seismic lines in this cube. We can also bring in and post on top of this faults and horizon data. I don't think I actually have that in this project, however. We also can go back and say what 2D seismic data might exist here. Now it shows the 2D lines. Let's select a line here. Let's go to select a line here, and you see the line highlighted. And let's ask for it to be plotted. Actually, we want to get just the one from this well here. There we go. We'll go ahead and plot that seismic line, and it causes that 2D data to be retrieved and plotted inside of the web browser. So a very powerful way for you to very easily find data, well, seismic, interpretation data, across your diverse data sources. So we've shown how by using your web browser you can find data through either the map interface or the text search interface. We've also shown how you can then view the data within the seismic or the well viewer application within the web. But you might want to go to the next step and actually use the data you found in your favorite interpretation application. So let's say that you're a Petrel user and you want to use the data you've just found through the search interface in your Petrel application. So let's do just that. So we're going to bring up Petrel, and we have a Petrel project that has no data in it. There's no well or seismic data currently loaded to this Petrel project, but we're connected to OpenSpirit. We're using the OpenSpirit adapter for Petrel, and it's connected to OpenSpirit. So now if we go back to our search interface, we'll take that same seismic line we looked at a moment ago inside of our web viewer, and we're going to broadcast that, send that identity of that seismic to Petrel. That causes Petrel, which is listening in the background here, to go ahead and import that seismic line, and we can go ahead and show that seismic line here. Let's view seismic, And there's the 2D line that we had selected inside the map view. Let's go ahead and select some other data types. Let's select some well data. So let's see if we can give ourselves a little more room here. So let's go back to select wells. Actually, let's select well logs. And it's showing us all the well logs across multiple projects within the spatial area. And let's say that we're interested just in gamma ray or SP curves. So it came back just the gamma ray or SP, and let's filter this just to be data from a certain project, because I know the quality of the log data in this project is what I want. And now it found, oh, I meant to apply that filter. Let's see. I meant to apply that project filter. So let's get some more data. Let's go or ILD or DT. Okay, we'll go ahead and we'll select all these logs. And let's go ahead and broadcast these logs to Petrel. Well, that will cause Petrel to receive a selection event. And that selection event will reference the logs, and it will get the parent wells. And it's done that. It's got the parent wells, it's got the deviation survey, the preferred check shot survey, and let's display these in the time domain. So it brought in all those 4 wells, and it also has brought in the log curves we were interested in. So let's turn on all the log curves for display. So there we go. There's, again, a very simple way. Having found the data in our web-based search interface, we can go ahead and broadcast it to any application that's connected to OpenSpirit. It also would allow you to find documents. We also have documents associated here. And it looks like I don't have any documents with a spatial component, so let's turn off our spatial filter. Here it's showing us some of the documents that have been indexed, and we can also find data by cross-linking the wells or seismic we may have found to these documents. So just a brief example of the power of harnessing some of the internet-based search technology to be able to apply that to our subsurface data.